You have had several players out so far, but that hasn't really set you back. Is this one of the reasons you wanted a bigger roster this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think injuries are a part of the game for sure. We want to try and limit that as much as we can moving forward. I think now we're moving in the right direction with that. We have a new strength coach this year that's doing really well. Three of the injuries with Sam Burnell, Mir, and Caden are all kind of residual from last year. So they all had surgery after the season last year. And so, we're just working to get them back, and they'll be back. But, the other two, well, one was London. She played again, or she got back last game. And then Paris Clark, got to get them all squared away in my head. Paris is just a sprained ankle, so she'll be back soon. So we haven't had any, major injuries this year. The major ones came, when we all saw it last year. So I think we'll be healthy soon.
Some of these young faces like Adessa Noyan came up from the bench. How much has she added lift to you, and have you been surprised at how quickly she kind of assimilated into the program?
Yeah, I spoke on that a little bit after, I think, our last game. She surprises me all the time. She was playing for her national team all summer, so she missed our summer where we started laying the foundation of our system, offense, defense, stuff like that, principles. She missed all of that. And didn't really it wasn't like she was watching film because we wanted her to focus on the competition. I mean, playing for your national team is definitely a blessing. So when she got here, it was literally at the start of the fall semester. And so she's picked up on things pretty quickly. Her teammates have done a great job. Coaches have done a great job getting her caught up to speed. But, there's some things that I think she would have benefited from if she was here in the summer. But I love that she's catching on. She works really hard. She lives in the gym. I love players that live in the gym. You don't have to pull them in the gym. You just got to meet them in there. She's one of those kids. And I think she's getting better every game with just game experience.
What did you see in Jillian Brown when you decided to bring her in from Northwestern?
Yeah, her stats don't say it right now, but she's a shooter. And I know that she's going to get her confidence there. So one of the things that we saw was that she was a shooter. Obviously, we lost McKenna. We wanted somebody that could shoot the ball. But then she was also traditionally what they call 3-and-D. She could shoot, but she could play defense at an elite level and rebound. So those are the things that we saw when we brought her in here. But when we got her, we realized that she wasn't just a shooter, that she could handle the ball. She could get downhill. She can get in the paint, create. She has a mid-range game. So we saw that she had the foundation of that, but that's something that we really worked on with her just to develop her confidence in other areas, and I think she's flourishing.
I know she said that the Big Ten is more of a power league, and she's kind of learning in anticipation of the ACC schedule that it's a little bit faster paced. How have you seen her adapt in that way?
Yeah, I think at first the pace was different for her, but she's an athlete. You see her out there, so I think she's kind of adjusted to that. But her game, to me, she's more of an ACC player just with her length from the guard spot, agility, ability to defend, and rebound. She has a physicality to her, but she's an athlete. And I'm not saying there's not athletes in the Big Ten. I was in the Big Ten for 8 years. There are. It is a different kind of conference when compared to the ACC, but she's one of those kids that can really flourish in either one.
She's from Michigan, the Midwest. Was she someone you or any of your assistants were kind of aware of when she was coming out of high school, or did you recruit her, or Tori?
I never recruited her. No, I don't think anybody on our staff recruited her. With the transfer portal, it's kind of like when kids get in there, you do your research. What kind of character are they? What kind of student are they? You watch the film. Do they fit in basketball-wise? And if everything kind of checks a box, you go after them. So even though she's from an area that we're familiar with, but I never recruited her until she got into the portal.
When you decide to kind of continue with someone who's in the portal, when you talk to her either in person or Zoom for the first time, what are you looking for when you actually make that contact?
The initial conversation for me is just getting to know them, getting to know their background, families, talk to the parents. Do they fit our culture? I can watch film and figure out if they fit our basketball style of play and all that. But what kind of kid are you? So we do our research. We kind of tap into everybody in their camp, whether it's coaches, trainers, former coaches, the place they're coming from. Sometimes you got to take that with a grain of salt, but we do that. And just kind of see what kind of kid it is, and then talk to the kid, just get a feeling for what they're looking for. Do they fit? Do our needs fit? And just go from there.
You were talking about the injuries earlier. Do you have a timetable on Sam and Mir, and do you have any idea when you'll get those players back?
I do, but I'm not going to share it at this point. But I know that we will be getting healthy here soon.
Okay. I know you have a game tomorrow night, but how exciting is it to measure your team against a top 25 team like Oklahoma coming up this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously, anybody who knows me, the next game is the most important game. So we're focused on, I haven't even talked about Oklahoma at all to our players. It's all been about William and Mary because that's the next game. But, of course, as coaches, you are always preparing, ahead. And I think Oklahoma's a great team, well coached. I've coached against Jenny many times when I was at Missouri State and she was at Drake. She's a phenomenal coach, X and O coach. And she gets her kids to play really hard and play in that system, which is very hard to guard. So I think it's a great opportunity for us, and it's early to kind of see where we are. But I just would like to see us get a little bit more consistent in certain areas, start better, just have a little bit more urgency from the tip, and that's what we're focusing on with William & Mary.
London wasn't a great free throw shooter earlier in her career. Then there was a game last year, she went 14 of 14, and it seems like since then she's very confident at the free throw line, and then she continued that on Sunday with a 6 of 6 from the charity stripe. What have you seen from her just in the last 10 months with her development, shooting the free throw? Is it a confidence thing? Was there a mechanical adjustment? Just talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a big confidence thing. We work a lot on free throws. Some people don't believe in practicing that. They think that kids should just get in the gym and shoot free throws on their own. But for me, I do believe that. You got to work on it by yourself, outside of the moment, but we work on it in practice, put a lot of pressure behind it, because when they get to the line, you got all those fans in the stands, it's a pressure moment, So really, yes, mechanics matter, repetition matters, but at that point, it should just be muscle memory. You should be able to lock in and feel poised and calm under pressure. So we do a lot of pressure free throws in practice, random times in practice, shoot around, things like that. So I think London's really benefited from that, and I think hers has just been just confidence under pressure.
You guys are undefeated in non-conference play. Obviously, that's what you want, but it does mean teams like William and Mary come in tomorrow and they want to take that down. So how do you and the team kind of handle that pressure?
Yeah, I mean, it's about us at the end of the day and being consistent. We're trying to get better. It's easy to learn, or it's not easy, I should say. It's better to learn from wins than losses. So fortunately, we've had a lot of things that we've worked on and had to learn from in these first two games, and they've been wins. So hopefully we can continue to do that and learn from wins and not, drop a game. So my thing is being consistent, playing with urgency, playing together. When we hit dry spells on offense, our defense has to come up. And, we have a really good defensive team when we are locked in, and that's our focus. So you were able to see that in the second half of Campbell. Campbell's a great team, especially offensively, and they run their system really well. They score a lot of points, and to hold them to 5 points in the fourth quarter, 14 points in the second half was no small feat. So I just want our players to build on that. Let's make sure we're dialed in on the defensive end, the rebounding end, and that generates a lot of our offense anyway because we like to play fast and gives us confidence on the offensive end. So if we're running and we get easy shots, then next when we're running our sets, people are more confident when they get the ball.
You kind of just answered this, but it does seem like you guys take a little bit of time just to get settled in the past couple games. So how do you start firing right out of gate rather than, in the second or third quarter?
Yeah, we try to simulate that a little bit in practice. Obviously, we do warm-up drills and things like that, but try to get into some really competitive stuff early in practice so that we're used to starting better. It's something that kind of bothered us a little bit here in preseason. We've had some slow starts in practice, and I was talking about that's going to carry over to games, and I've been trying to, kind of harp on that, and I think now I've got their attention a little bit with that. So it's definitely a point of focus for us. Sorry, okay.
It's a very small sample size, obviously, but your three-point shooting is not nearly up to like your free throw shooting. Do you feel confident that this ultimately will be a good shooting team from outside?
Yeah, I know we are. I mean, in our exhibition game, we hit 10 threes. I understand, competition's different. It's going to get harder and harder, but we have some really, really good shooters. We have 3-level scorers on our team. I think once everybody just continues to get more game experience, more time under the lights, understand their roles, understand the system and where their shots are going to come from, so we're taking high percentage shots, we're going to see those numbers go up. Just watching these kids in practice, I know they can shoot. We got kids that live in the gym, really, really serious about mastering their craft. So I'm not too worried about it right now. Some of those are just shots that are not coming at the right time or forced or, whatever it is. So we just got to keep simulating what we can in practice, but we're going to see that number go up for sure.
Back here, with so many new faces, from game 1 to game 2, now getting ready to game 3, are you seeing just everybody getting more and more on the same page and the execution improvements that you'd be looking for at this stage in the season?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It is game 2. So I saw a lot of improvement defensively in the second half of Campbell. I think offense, I've seen, bright spots here and there. We're running at times we should. We're making good decisions in transition for the most part. We're going to get even more and more comfortable with that. But just giving people the ball like in a timely manner or where they can do something with it. For instance, like Taylor, she hasn't been playing a lot of minutes for us, but we got to put her in better positions to score, not when she's running off a cut and then trying to get her feet set. She's somebody, let her get there, let her post up, feed her, put it where she needs it, score. So it's all, we got a lot of new faces. We got some young faces. We got, returners. We got a whole mix of people just getting used to where everybody needs the ball, when they need the ball, what the system predicates, things like that. And I think we'll be fine.